to Vice Chair Micah ahead of time for your successful leadership in this conference. I look forward to it. You know, all of us are coming back to Washington after a recess, a state or a district work period. And I would venture to say every single one of us, as we traveled our districts, traveled our states, had town hall meetings, had other meetings with constituents, every single one of us heard two themes probably over and over and over. Number one, the big challenge our country faces is jobs. And number two, please find ways to work together more effectively in Washington. Not to throw your principles out the window, not to ignore that, but to get beyond bitter and unnecessary partisanship and work more effectively together. You know, colleagues, in a lot of ways, this conference committee is a simple, basic test about how well we're listening collectively. And if we're listening at all collectively, we can put something positive together. And we need to do that because it's important substantively, and we need to do that to fulfill our duty to the American people. Because this bill is about jobs, private sector jobs, by the way, good paying jobs. It's about building infrastructure, which we know in many cases is crumbling, and which is an essential core government role that everyone, including conservatives, agree is a core essential role of the federal government. And we can do it without increasing the deficit, and we can do it without increasing taxes, and we can do it and have in the Senate bill with positive reforms like no earmarks, a change and reform I support. So I challenge all of us to pass the basic test of whether we're listening to the American people. I want to outline quickly three priorities of mine. One is the Keystone Pipeline. I've been a long and strong supporter of that. First introduced legislation well over a year ago. More recently, worked with John Hoeven and Richard Lugar in the Senate on this, and I strongly support it. I know it's a heavy lift politically, but I think it could be a key if we scored a breakthrough to producing a better and slightly longer term bill. Secondly, I strongly support the Restore Act language for all of the reasons that have been mentioned. It's the right thing to do. It has very broad bicameral and bipartisan support. And third, I strongly support the RAMP Act amendment put on the House side, which is very important and very positive in terms of maritime commerce and that infrastructure. We don't fund dredging enough for maritime commerce. We allow that so-called trust fund to be stolen from, and we really need to stop that. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much.